Welcome to Subramani. Putin, when I say Russia, I mean Putin. When I say Putin, I mean Russia, has done something so profound and far-reaching that I don't know whether all the journalists all over the world, not even talking about Indian journalists, have still accepted the amazing impact. What am I talking about? I'm talking about linking the ruble to gold, right? So it is such a big thing that people did not even notice, but the ruble was trading at 100 rubles to a dollar, and the minute the linkage happened, it came down to 80. The ruble strengthened against the dollar. 100 to 80 is not some kind of a fall for the dollar, which happens very regularly. So when government of India goes and buys gold, the question to ask is government of India adding gold or is it reducing dollar, right? Is the world afraid that the dollar will take a beating? Please understand, 1957, when my father was going abroad for the first time, I don't think the dollar was more than 2 or 3 rupees, right? 3 rupees, 3 rupees to a dollar is what it was, and then we have seen it at 80 rupees to the dollar, and the difference is very easily explainable in terms of the inflation between US and the difference in inflation between US inflation and Indian inflation. So that gap can be explained for why this such a dramatic move happened. So we are a generation which has only seen the dollar go up. In fact, the dollar, the rise of the dollar, or the speed at which it rose, actually gone down. In the 70s and 80s, it used to be even faster. It used to be 6-7% kind of a fall in the rupee on a regular basis. Why was it? The dollar is considered to be a favorite currency among countries, among big investors, among smugglers, among hoarders, among pirates, among kidnappers, among everybody. It is a famous currency to hold, and so you could exchange. So it had an international acceptance. It was a reserve currency. Richard Nixon forced us to say, okay, you will deal only in petro-dollars. So all that became, it was a very strong country. It was a very strong currency. It had a good economy. It had a strong army. So they would do anything to protect it. Killing a few people who spoke against the dollar was not very difficult. So with all this, some positive, some negative, and the fantastic growth phase of the American economy, all this meant that the dollar was always getting strong. So a falling dollar is unheard of, and suddenly today you will find the Buffetts of the world coming and talking up the currency, talking up the country. They will say, don't bet against the US, it's not worth it. I'm not even getting into all that, but the question is, this is something which is very profound. When they said that the Russian ruble will be exchanged for gold, right? So I think it's some 5,000 ruble to 1 gram of gold. So today, to be able to short the ruble, you will have to be able to have enough gold, right? Because that is against which it can be exchanged. So if you keep shorting ruble, I would just pick up ruble, go and exchange it for gold. So gold, the US dollar, and the ruble are all now connected in the hip. You cannot go short just on the ruble, because they have said, here, if you give us so much of ruble, we will give you so much of gold. He has done two things. So Putin has done two things. One is linking petroleum and the raw materials. He's a big raw material supplier to the world, and it's going to be interesting times now for us to watch. So how does this linkage really matter, right? It sets a floor below which it cannot go, because somebody will go and arbitrage, right? Somebody will go and keep on buying the ruble and exchanging it for gold. Technically that is bound to happen, and it is very easy because I don't have to physically shift things, right? So arbitrage in this market of of the ruble, dollar and gold is easy. Now throw into it a googly called Bitcoin, that will also come and play its role. So it's going to be very complicated, and that much we know, that it is going to be very complicated. If the ruble continues to strengthen too much, the question is what will happen to the exports of Russia. The commodity prices will go up, so they will have to be careful there also. But yes, I think the indicators are gold will get stronger. because a lot of people will exchange their rubles for gold, but at least people are now not afraid. So he has also set a cap to how much the US dollar can go up, and so if one or two more currencies start doing this, then the dollar will really be questioned, because today you will be able to buy oil, you will be able to buy commodities, etc., paying with gold, right? Ruble will mean gold. That's what will happen. So oil prices will be set, commodity prices will be set, and Putin has said you have to pay for gold, pay for it in terms of gold or in terms of ruble. So Russian natural gases, Russian oil, other Russian commodities are now all linked to gold. So how much can gold prices go up will depend on all these prices also. If these prices go up, gold prices are also going up. So if gold prices go down, commodity prices will go down. There will be a clear linkage available, or people will arbitrage. So people will, instead of gold, they will start buying oil. Instead of oil, they can buy gold. You know, that kind of a benchmark has been set, and it is now clear. So now the dollar cannot continue its rise permanently. By simple, I think Putin is playing all sides of gold, right? So he could be a seller in gold, he could be a buyer in gold, right? So he could be doing any of those things. One will have to watch the international markets. It's very late March, right? 25th of March when this linking has happened. So it's very, very early days. So people will look for buying gold to pay for real commodities. And if I think that oil is going to go up, I need not play only oil. I can always buy gold, hold it, and when the price of oil goes up, I can exchange gold for oil. So gold becomes a far more important. There is the usage of gold today. Earlier, gold was purely speculative. Today, the linkage is more clear, right? So how much can so let's say it becomes 1 gram per barrel or something like that. So it won't be very far away when he decides that he will start quoting for oil in terms of gold, right? So then what happens? I mean, he could offer it at a discount. He could offer it to the price of oil could be you could start expressing the price of oil in terms of gold, 1.2 grams or something like that. I do not know, many of you are too young, but there was not very long ago the senior counsel in India would sell their bills in GMS, which was gold mohurs, and so it would be just some 15 gold mohurs or 20 gold mohurs. Then you had to also find out what was the rate which was prevalent. It would be 1,000, 2,000, so it's a 2,000 into this. And when I'm talking of gold mohurs, it is the 1980s also it was there, 1990s also it was there. I'm not sure. I have not seen a senior counsel invoice for a very long time, so I really don't know whether they're continuing to bill in terms of GMS, right? So there is a delivery based pricing of gold, and ruble gets stronger, the dollar gets weaker. Am I saying that it's a demise of the dollar and all countries want? I don't know, but many countries will want themselves to be linked to gold rather than to the dollar. I think Biden has hastened the process of the weakening of the US economy and of the dollar. So I'm not saying the end of the US economy is in sight. No way. They're too strong militarily, philosophically. They will ensure that anybody would do anything to protect themselves, right? So the British did not try or could not protect the pound from falling, and there was a dollar which was waiting to take up that position. Today there is no such strong currency. I don't think the Chinese currency or any other currency today, where the euro, I mean, there is no euro without US, right? So without the US support, euro cannot. Europe is in as bad a situation today as it was in the 1940s, just after the Second World War. US also does not like Germany and Russia coming together, and right now they have stupidly pushed Russia into, rather Germany into the hands of Russia, because Germany needs its energy and Russia has its raw material and energy. So that marriage can't be easily broken. So they will have to give it some time, and with this move you will hear reconciliatory noises from the US. We don't know what is going to happen, and I think it is the beginning of the end of the petrodollar. I am not in a hurry to predict that the petrodollar is over and it is going to be finished. I don't think we are in such a great hurry to finish it. So, and I'm sure I've rambled a lot in this video because I've not been able to cohesively speak about it. So maybe 2-3 videos on the same topic is more likely. So the geopolitical impact of the great Mr. Putin linking the ruble to the US, I mean to gold, and therefore putting a peg on how high the dollar can go is an amazing thing. I have not said too many things favoring Russia. I hope YouTube does not think it is necessary to pull it down. I have not, but it's happened to be on, right? There is no reason. The only reason why it won't happen to Subramani is it does not have the viewership of a Beyond or any other channel. So I don't think, and I have not said anything too much against the US. I am not willing to bet, as of today, I am not willing to go short on the US dollar unless somebody can give me a 5-year quote. So a 1-month quote or a 3-month quote does not attract me. But I think the direction is more there. But the world markets have an uncanny ability to slap you on your face. When you're very confident about something, it does something to the contrary. So I am not saying go short on the US dollar or go long on the on gold or on oil or on ruble or even Bitcoin, but now is the now is the game where there will be 3-4 players, including US dollar, gold, oil, raw material, and Bitcoin. Now in this game, how it changes, who is the strongest player? So maybe 6 months ago, unequivocally we would have said it is a US dollar. Today is not the strongest player. It's like, can India beat Australia in cricket? The answer is, earlier we said no, it's impossible. There was a time when we said it was impossible. Then there was a time we said they can try, and now we are far more confident. Maybe there's a 60% chance that we can beat, and rather than a 49% chance that we can beat. So the probability has changed. Saying anything beyond this would be wrong. So let me stop. Thank you.